Hello students, now let us discuss the JEE Advanced 2020 second paper held on September 27th. See this first question. This is the question related to complex numbers. For a complex number Z, let real part of Z is denoted by RE of Z. And let S be the set of all complex numbers satisfies Z power 4 minus mod Z power 4 is equal to 4i Z square. So S is the set of all complex numbers which satisfies this condition where I is equal to root minus 1, all of you know. Then the minimum possible value of the difference of Z1 Z2 whole square where Z1 Z2 belongs to S. This is the question. So, what is your S? S denotes the set of all complex numbers satisfying this condition. Now, so we have so many complex numbers satisfying this condition. We have to find out the minimum possible value of this one, where Z1, Z2 belongs to what? S. That is your question. So, let me try to convert this into the Cartesian form. That is, let us consider first of all what is the given Z power 4 minus modulus of Z power 4 is equal to 4i Z square. This is the given equation. Now this can be written as Z power 4 minus mod Z square whole square is equal to 4i Z square. Am I correct or not? Mod Z square can be written as ZZ bar. So Z power 4 minus ZZ bar whole square is equal to 4i Z square. Implies Z square may be common. This is Z square minus Z bar square. So I am taking Z square common, that is equal to 4i Z square. Z square cancel. Implies Z square minus Z bar square can be written as Z plus Z bar into Z minus Z bar. That is equals to 4i. What is Z plus Zi? Z bar x plus iy plus x minus iy, that is 2x. Suppose Z is equals to x plus iy. Z bar is what now? X minus iy. So its sum is 2x. Z minus Z bar is 2iy. That is equals to 4i. 4, 2 2s are 4 gets cancelled. Xy I is equal to I. So by comparing imaginary parts we have xy is equals to 1. So the entire thing is equivalent to xy is equals to 1 represents a rectangular hyperbola with coordinate axis as asymptotes. Xy is equal to 1 is our set of all points satisfied by the given condition. Z power 4 minus mod Z power 4 is equal to 4i Z square. That means your S is nothing but the set of all x comma y such that xy is equals to 1. So x is the real part, y is the imaginary part, its product is 1. They are given in this manner. Now Z1 comma Z2 be the two numbers belongs to S. Let x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2 belongs to S say. X1 comma y1 we mean x1 plus iy1. X2 y2 we mean x2 plus iy2. And also given that real part of Z1 greater than 0, real part of Z2 less than 0. Real part of Z1 means this is the Z1, this is Z2. Then x1 is greater than 0, x2 is less than 0. What is your product? These 2 points lies in here implies x1 y1 is equal to 1 as well as x2 y2 is also 1. X1 greater than 0 immediately y1 is also greater than 0 because x1 y1 product is 1. X2 less than 0 we mean y2 is also less than 0. So x1 greater than 0, y1 greater than 0, x2 less than 0, y2 less than 0. Let it be say equation number 1 say. Now let us consider modulus of Z1 minus Z2 whole square. Z1 minus Z2 whole square means the distance from the two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. We mean the distance between the 2 points whole square. That is x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square is there. This is nothing but x1 square plus x2 square minus 2x1 x2 plus y1 square plus y2 square minus 2y1 y2. We have to find out the value of, that is minimum value. Minimum value of this one you have to calculate with the help of these conditions. Now this can be written as x1 square plus x2 square plus what is your y1 here, x2 here less than 0. So I am writing x1 into minus x2 plus again x1 into minus x2, because 2x1 x2 is there. This is compensated with this one. Again we have to write y1 square plus y2 square plus 2y1. Here y1 is greater than 0, y2 less than 0. That is y1 into minus y2 plus again y1 into minus y2 I am writing here. Instead of 2 times I write this one as something plus something as 2 times of that same thing. y1 into minus y2 plus y1 into minus y2. That is nothing but minus 2y1 by 2. This is the value. Why I am writing in this manner? Here x2 is less than 0, minus x2 positive. y2 less than 0, minus y2 positive. So each and every thing is here positive. So this is the positive quantity, it is the positive quantity, this is also positive quantity. All these are positive quantities. How many quantities are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quantities are there. So I am going to applying arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean. So which is greater than or equal to 8 times of its product. 8 times of its product whole power 1 by 8. We mean x1 square, x2 square. This is nothing but x1 x2, x1 into minus x2 and x1 into minus x2, y1 square, y2 square, y1 into minus y2 and again y1 into minus y2 whole to the power of 1 by 8 is there. See here, by using the x1 y1 is equals to 1, y1 y2 is equals to 1, the entire thing becomes 1 here. Because x1 x2 instead of x1 y1 you have to write 1, x2 y2 by 1, the entire thing will becomes 1. So 8 into 1 power 1 by 8, that is nothing but 8. So the entire thing each is greater than or equals to 8 for any z1 z2 belongs to S. So what is the minimum value here? The minimum value is 8. So we are using arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean here. So I am converted this minus 2x1 x2 as x1 into minus x2 plus x1 into minus x2. That is one and only the logic behind the problem here. Once if you get this one as x1 by 1 is equals to 1 and split this minus x1 by x2 as x1 into minus x2 plus x1 into minus x2. Once if we have these two thirds, immediately we can crack this one. Okay. And we are using the concept here, arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean. So 8 things here, sum of the 8 values by 8 which is greater than or equals to a product of the 8 values whole to the power of 1 by 8. Okay. This is the question related to probability. The probability that a missile hits the target successfully is 0.05. So let it be say P. Probability of success is equal to 0.75. That is nothing but 3 by 4. So failure is nothing but 1 minus 3 by 4, that is equals to 1 by 4. This is the probability that the missile hit the target successfully. That is the thing. In order to destroy the target completely, at least 3 successful hits are required. Then the minimum number of missiles that have to be fired so that the probability of completely destroying the target is not less than 0.95. Not less than 0.5 means that is greater than or equal to 0.95 we have to find out. What is that? Probability of your success, that is the x, random variable x, that is greater than or equal to at least how many missiles you have to there. The minimum number of missiles you have to find out such a way that we have to fire so that the probability of completely destroying the target is not less than 0.95. For that, in order to destroy the target completely, at least 3 successful hits may be required. That is, P of x greater than or equals to 3, must and should be greater than or equal to 0.95. Such number of n missiles you have to find out. N is what they are asking. This is the question. P of x greater than or equal to 3 is greater than or equal to 0.95, you have to find out. So, in order to this one can be written as 1 minus P of x less than 3, which is greater than or equal to 0.95. This is nothing but 0.05 is greater than or equal to P of x less than 3. So, that is nothing but 5 by 100, which is greater than or equals to P of x is equals to 0 plus P of x equal to 1 plus P of x is equals to 2. We don't take P of x equal to 3. X equal to 0 means 0 success. X equal to 1 means 1 success. X equal to 2 means 2 success. So that is why 5 by 100, we mean 1 by 20, which is greater than or equal to P of x equal to 0. What is the binomial distribution? P of x equal to r is equals to P of x is equal to r is equals to NCR P power r Q power n minus r. Suppose the number of missiles is n, say, that is NC0. What is P? Probability of success is equals to 3 by 4. 3 by 4 power 0 into 1 by 4 power n. This is the thing here, plus NC1 into 1 success, that is 3 by 4 out of n missiles, 1 missile is success. 3 by 4 whole to the power of 1 into 1 by 4 to the power of n minus 1, plus NC2 into 3 by 4 square into 1 by 4 power n minus 2. This is the thing. So from this inequality we have to choose the minimum number of n which satisfies this inequality. 1 by 20, which is greater than or equals to 1 by 4 to the power of n, plus NC1 we mean n into 3 by 4 to the power of n, again you have, plus NC2 means n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial, that is 2 into 3 square means 9 by 4 to the power of n. 4 square plus 4 power n minus 2, that is nothing but 4 power n. 4 power n is the LCM, 2 into 4 power n is the LCM here. 1 by 20 is greater than or equals to, LCM is 2 into 4 to the power of n, that is 2 plus 6 times of n plus n into n minus 1 times of 9. Now this can be cancelled out 10 times here. Therefore 4 to the power of n by 10, 4 power n by 10, which is greater than or equal to 9n square minus 9n plus 6n plus 2. This can be written as 2 to the power of 2n minus 1 by 5. When it is, take the 5 to the right side, 5 times of 9n square minus 3n plus 2. From this inequality, 2 to the power of 2n by 2 means 2 to the power of 2n minus 1, 5 is there, 5 coming to the right side, 2 to the power of 2n minus 1, which is greater than or equal to 5 times of 9n square minus 3n plus 2. By taking n is equals to 1, 2, 3 and so on, we obtain the minimum number of missiles is obtained by n is equal to 6. By taking n is equal to 5 also it is not satisfied. For n is equal to 6 it is satisfied. So n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. These are failed. And for n is equal to 6, this is the first time inequality satisfied. N equal to 7 is also satisfied. So but they are asking minimum number of missiles. The value of n is 6 here. So just by substitute n values from 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, we obtain the value of n as 6. Okay. See here, this is the question related to the circles. Very simple question here. Y is the center of the circle, x square plus y square is equal to r square, and r is greater than root 5 by 2. Suppose PQ is a chord of circle and the equation of the line passing through P and Q is this one. 2x plus 4y is equals to 5, and what they are given, if the center of the circumcircle of the triangle OPQ lies on the line x plus 2y is equal to 4, then the value of the radius is what they are asking. This is the question. X square plus y square equal to r square is the circle. Let me try to draw the diagram. I will explain to you. This is the circle. X square plus y square equal to r square. This is the circle. Its radius is greater than root of 5 by 2. Because this is the chord. PQ is the chord whose equation is 2x minus 2x plus 4y is equal to 5. This becomes chord that must and should be satisfies this condition. That is why they are given r greater than root 5 by 2. 2x plus 4y is equal to 5. This is the line intersects the circle at P and Q. What is the equation of line? 2x plus 4y equal to 5. Okay, next what they are asking, if the center of the circumcircle of the triangle OPQ, this is the center of the circle, I am going to join CP and CQ. This is the triangle. Now I am writing the circumcircle. This is the circumcircle of the triangle CPQ. Its center lies on x plus 2y equal to 4. This is, suppose this is the center. It is lies on the line x plus 2y equal to 4. X plus 2y is parallel to our line. So we may take in this manner. This is the line x plus 2y is equal to 4. At that time they are asking what radius of the circle they are asking. This is the given information. I put the entire information in this diagrammatic form. So can I write this equation first of all? Can I write the equation? What is the equation of this form of the circumcircle of this triangle? This is the circle SCG equals to 0. This is the line L equal to 0. Any circle passing through point of intersection of S equal to 0 and L equal to 0 is of the form what now? S plus lambda L is equal to 0. So this is of the form S plus lambda L is equal to 0. We mean x square plus y square minus r square plus lambda times of L. L is what here? 2x plus 4y minus 5. This is S plus lambda L is equals to 0. Now can I find its center or not? You can easily find the center. That is equal to minus g comma minus f minus x coefficient by 2 minus y coefficient by 2. That is minus lambda comma minus 2 lambda. This is the center of the circle. It lies on what? X plus 2y equal to 4. The center lies on this line. They are given to you. So just substitute here. Minus lambda minus 4 lambda is equal to 4. So lambda is equal to minus 4 by 5. Just to substitute the lambda value itself, we obtain the circumcircle. We obtain the equation of the circumcircle. So x square plus y square minus r square plus lambda minus 4 by 5 times of 2x plus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. This is the circumcircle of the triangle. And this circumcircle passing through what now? C. That is the center of the circle 0, 0. So 0, 0 lies on it. Just to substitute the 0, 0 in the circle equation, we obtain the radius. Substitute 0, comma 0. We obtain what? Minus r square minus 4 by 5 times of minus 5. That is equal to 0. Minus minus plus 5 gets cancelled. R square is equal to 4. R square equal to 4, we mean r is equals to 2. Therefore, the radius of the circle r is equals to 2 is there. So the required radius r is equals to 2. Radius of the circle r is equals to 2. So in this problem you have to write the equation of circle passing through these 2 points. PQ is of the form S plus lambda L is equal to 0. Once if you get this thought, you can easily crack this one. After getting S plus lambda L equal to 0, substitute its center on this line. Then you get lambda value. After getting the circumcircle, also you have to think that the circle passing through origin. After substitution of the origin in the obtained circle equation, we obtain the value of r, that is the radius of the circle. So in this manner we can easily crack this one. See, this is the question. It is also very simple, but calculation, with respect to calculation, It takes some time. See here, the trace of the square matrix is defined as sum of its diagonal elements. We mean principal diagonal elements. A is 2 by 2 matrix such that trace of A is 3. Trace of A is given to you, that is 3. And the trace of A cube is also given to you, that is minus 18. Trace of A is given to you, trace of A cube is also given to you. Then we have to find out the value of the determinant of A. What we are going to find out? We are going to find out the value of the determinant of A. So consider any 2 by 2 matrix. Let capital A is the matrix, that is A, B, C, D. This is any 2 by 2 matrix. Now for that, what is given to you? A plus D is equals to 3. Sum of the principal diagonal elements, that is A plus D equal to 3. Let me try to find the A cube. What is A square? First of all, A into A, that is ABCD into ABCD. We know that A square plus BC, all of you know the matrix multiplication. Again AB plus BD, AC plus CD, and BC plus D square. This is A square. And again you can find A cube. A cube is nothing but A into A square. What is A? ABCD. A square is A square plus BC. AB plus BD. AC plus CD. And BC plus D square. Now what is the first element of its product? A cube plus ABC and B into AC, ABC plus ABC, 2ABC plus BCD. So see here, A into A square, A cube plus ABC plus ABC, 2ABC and BCD. That is BCD. Next, what is the third element? This one. C into AB, ABC plus BCD and D into BC plus DBC plus DQ. Just I write the two elements to obtain the trace of the matrix. By adding these two, A cube plus 2ABC plus BCD plus ABC, BCD plus DCD, 2BCD plus D cube is equals to minus 18. A cube plus D cube, 2ABC plus ABC, 3ABC plus BCD plus 2BCD, 3BCD is equals to minus 18. Okay. So we have A plus D is equals to 3. We convert everything in terms of A plus D. A plus D can be written as A cube plus D cube can be written as A plus D whole cube minus 3AD into A plus D plus 3 times of what you can common BC. You can take common BC. 3 times of BC into what you have? BC. A plus D is equals to minus 18. Instead of A plus D, can I write 3 or not? 3 cube, 27 minus 3 times of AD into 3. You can take AD common. AD minus BC into 3 is equal to minus 18. So 9 may be cancelled. 9 threes, 9 twos, that is minus 2. 3 minus of AD minus BC is equals to minus 2. So we have AD minus BC is equals to 5. What is our AD minus BC? Determinant of A. That is obtained by 5. So just multiplying with concentration of A square with A, and no need to write these two values of A cube. This is 1 position, this is 2 position. By adding these two, we get the trace of the A cube, and just by simplifying, convert into the A plus D form of this expression, replace A plus D by 3, we obtain AD minus BC directly, that is 5. Okay. See here, this is the function. What is that? F of x is given by modulus of 2x minus 1 plus modulus of 2x plus 1, and g of x is defined as x minus box x. What is the function f? This is defined in the interval open minus 1 to 1, that is 2r. G is also defined in this interval minus 1 to 1 to minus 1 to 1. So this is x minus box x fractional part. This is the function. This is the f of x. These are the two functions defined in those intervals respectively as shown in this diagram. Next, what is given to you? Let f circle g is the another function, composite function defined in the interval minus 1 to 1 to r. This is the composite function defined by f of g of x is nothing but f of f circle g of x. All of you know this definition, they are given to you. Suppose c is the number of points. This is they are asking. C is the number of points in the interval minus 1 to 1 at which f circle G is not continuous. C is the number of points in which f circle G is not continuous, and suppose D is the number of points in which in the same interval f circle G is not differentiable. F circle G is not differentiable. Then we have to find out the value of C plus D. So what is C? Number of not continuous points. D is the number of non-differentiable points of that function f circle g of x. We have to find the value of C plus D. So what is your f of x? F of x is equal to modulus of 2x minus 1 plus modulus of 2x plus 1. What is your g of x? That is equal to x minus box x. So can I write f circle g of x or not? F circle g of x is nothing but f of g of x. F of g of x. We mean f of g of x, that is modulus of, replace x by this one. 2 times of g of x minus 1 plus 2 times of g of x plus 1. So replace x by x minus box x. 2 times of x minus box x minus 1 plus 2 times of x minus box x plus 1. This is nothing but modulus of 2x minus 1 minus 2 box x plus modulus of 2x plus 1 minus 2 box x. So this is f circle g of x. This is the definition. Now we have to find out the number of discontinuous points and number of non-differentiable points of this function. Clearly box x is there. Where we have to check? We have to check in this interval minus 1 to 1. We have to check the continuity at the integer points for this one. Box x is not continuous at integral points. Let us try to check at 0. What is LHL? Left hand limit at 0 is what now? What is that? 0 minus at that box x, that is minus 1. So 2 into 0, modulus of 2 into 0, 0, minus 1, and this is minus 1. Minus of minus plus 2 and plus 0, 2 into 0, 0, plus 1 and 2 into minus 1, because 0 minus means less than, that is the 0 minus just a negative value, that is box value is minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 2 plus 2. So what is its value? 1 plus 3, that is 4. This is the left hand limit at x is equals to 0. What about RHL now? RHL is equals to box X is 0, that is modulus of 0 minus 1, that is minus 1 plus modulus of this is also 0, 0 plus 1 is there. So minus 1 plus 1, that means plus 1 plus 1, we mean 2. LHL not equal to RHL. Therefore, clearly this function is not continuous at x is equal to 0. So one of the value count of 1 of C is 1. That is 0 is one of the point here which is not continuous to this function. This is my function. Again, how to find the number of non-differentiable points? We know that this is the modulus function. At sharp points the function is not differentiable. So that is why you have to equate this one to 0 and as well as this one to 0. We obtain the non-differentiable points. Okay. That is why first of all we take this one as 0. That means 2x minus 1 minus 2 box x is equal to 0. Suppose your x value lies between minus 1 to 0. Suppose minus 1 less than x less than 0. Then this becomes what now? Minus 1. That is 2x minus 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, 2x equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1 by 2. At x equal to minus 1 by 2, the function is not differentiable. Again, for what about this one now? 2x plus 1 minus 2 box x. In this interval, box x is minus 1. So, 2x plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 3 by 2. But we don't take x minus 3 by 2 because our x is defined in the interval minus 1 to 1. Leave there. So up to we have this is the non-differentiable point, x is equals to minus 1 by 2. Next, take this one as 0 in the interval 0 to 1. 0 less than or equal to x less than 1. This box x is 0. At that time what we have? 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 1 by 2. This is another non-differentiable point. About next one is what? 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Already we have x is equals to minus 1 by 2. X equal to 1 by 2, x equal to minus 1 by 2. At x is equal to 0, not continuous, we mean not differentiable. At x equal to 0, the function is not continuous, we mean that is also not differentiable. So, non-differentiable points are what? Minus 1 by 2, 0, 1 by 2. Non-differentiable points. Not continuous points are what? That is at only 0. So, the number of points, total number of points are how many? C plus D. C, number of values related to that C. C is equals to 1 and D is equals to 3. C plus D is equals to 4 we obtained. So, why don't you take x is equals to minus 3 by 2? We are checking in the interval of minus 1 to 1. So, each and every step it is very, very important here. Then only we can crack this one. So, at sharp points that function is not differentiable. To get the sharp points, you have to make the 0 of the internal value of the modulus. This is the value which is belongs to the modulus. We have to make this one as 0, this one as 0 in the interval minus 1 to 1. So, we have to break up the minus 1 to 1 into minus 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Because at minus 1 to 0, box x is minus 1 and 0 to 1, your box x is 0. That is why you have to break up into the two intervals of minus 1 to 1. So, the total number of points is 4 here. See this next question, this is related to limits. Just by substitute the value of x as pi by 2 here itself, this becomes 0 numerator, because sin 3 pi by 2 minus 1, sin pi by 2 is 1, minus 1 plus 1 0. Similarly, substitute pi by 2 here itself, we obtain 0. 0 by 0 form, we may use the L'Hospital rule, but it is difficult to you have to apply L'Hospital rule 2 times. At that time you are going to use the UV rule also, so that becomes some lengthy. That is why I am going to apply some transformations. Some transformations of the trigonometry I am using here to crack the limit value as simple as way. So limit extends to pi by 2, 4 root 2 times I am applying sin c plus sin d. What is sin c plus sin d? 2 sin c plus d by 2. 3x plus x, 4x by 2 we mean 2x. 2 sin c plus d by 2 into sin into cos c minus d by 2. That is x. 4 root 2 into 2 sin 2x into cos x. Whole divided by 2 sin a sin b. That is nothing but cos difference minus cos sum. Cos of difference 2x minus 3x by 2, that is x by 2. Minus cos sum. Cos sum means 2x plus 3x by 2, 4x plus 3x, 7x by 2. This is the value. Again I am writing plus cos 5x by 2 and minus root 2. If you take root 2 common, root 2 into 1 plus cos 2x, that means 2 cos square x, root 2 into 2 cos square x. 1 plus cos 2x is nothing but 2 cos square x, minus into plus minus, and cos 3x by 2 I am writing same as. This is cos 3x by 2. Now I am going to apply the transformations again to simplify that one. So I am going to apply the transformations of first and last and these two. And root 2 into cos square x is same as. So limit extends to pi by 2. 4 root 2 into 2 means 8 root 2. 8 root 2 sin 2x into cos x whole divided by, I am applying transformation for these two. Cos c minus cos d. What is cos c minus cos d? Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2. That is x plus 3x by 4 x. Cos c minus cos d. Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. X by 2 minus 3x by 2. What is that? X minus x. Again by 2 is there. What is the difference here? X minus 3x minus 2x by 2 minus x, again by 2 is there. So minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Complete. Next I am writing minus 2 root 2 cos square x, and we have to take minus common. Again we have cos c minus cos d. Cos c minus cos d, minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2, that is 7x plus 5x by 2 means 6x. 6x by 2 means 3x. C plus d, that is 10 by 2, 5x, 5, 12 by 2, 6x by 2, that is 3x. 2 sin c plus d by 2 into sin c minus d by 2. C minus d, that means what here? 7x minus 5x, 2x by 2, that is x by 2 is there, x by 2. Okay, this is the value. So minus into minus, plus is here obtained. This is minus into minus, again plus. I would like to simplify this one. Limit extends to pi by 2. 8 root 2 into sin 2x into cos x whole divided by minus 2 sin x into sin x by 2, that is 2 sin x into sin x by 2 minus 2 root 2 cos square x minus into minus plus 2 sin 3x into sin x by 2. Okay, 2 sin x by 2 may be common. By taking 2 sin x by 2, what we obtain? Limit extends to pi by 2, 8 root 2 sin 2x into cos x whole divided by 2 sin x by 2 into what happened? Sin x. By taking 2 sin x by 2, we have plus sin 3x minus 2 root 2 cos square x. This is nothing but limit extends to pi by 2, 8 root 2 into, this can be written as 2 sin x cos x into cos x, cos square x, whole divided by 2 sin x by 2 into, I am applying transformations again this one, sin c plus sin d, 2 sin c plus d by 2, sin c plus d by 2 means 4x by 2 means sin 2x, 2 sin c plus d by 2, 2 sin 2x into sin c minus sin d, sin c plus sin d, 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2, cos minus x, minus 2 root 2 cos square x. Again, this can be written as 2 sin x cos x. First of all, cos x may be cancelled out in this manner. Cos of minus x is nothing but cos x. One cos x will be cancelled in this manner. Again, this can be written as 2 sin x cos x. That is limit extends to pi by 2, 16 root 2 sin x into cos x whole divided by 2 2s are 4 sin x by 2 into 2 sin x cos x minus 2 root 2 cos x. Again you cancel out the cos x. So now the problem is clear for you. Limit extends to pi by 2, 16 root 2 sin x whole divided by 4 sin x by 2, 8 sin x by 2 into sin x minus 2 root 2. Now there is no problem when you are substituting pi by 2 here itself, we get the answer. This is sin pi by 2 1, 16 root 2 by sin pi by 4. What is sin pi by 4? 1 by root 2, 4 root 2 into sin pi by 2 1 minus 2 root 2. This is 16 root 2 by 2 root 2. Root 2 gets cancelled. This is 8 times. So the value of the limit is 8. In this manner we can crack this one. We are using the transformations 3 times here itself. Then only we can crack this one. Or otherwise you can apply the L'Hospital rule. You may crack this one. But it takes some time by applying the transformations. When you are speed up in the transformations, you can easily do this one. Okay. This is the question. Let B be the non-zero real number. Suppose f is mapping from R to R is a differentiable function such that f of 0 is equals to 1. If the derivative f dash of f satisfies this equation, f dash x is equal to f of x by b square plus x square for all x belongs to R, then which of the following statements are true? One or more options. This is one or more options questions here. These are b greater than 0, the function is increasing function. For b less than 0, it is a decreasing function. F of x into f of minus x is 1 for all x belongs to R. F of x minus f of minus x equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. These are the options. This is a simple question to you. F dash x is equal to f of x by b square plus x square. That is the relation satisfied by the f of x. From this expression itself, can you find the f of x or not? It is easily find out the f of x by taking integration after separating the variables. We mean this can be written as, the expression can be written as f dash x by f of x is equals to 1 by b square plus x square. Taking integration on both sides, we get log mod f of x is equals to, what is integral 1 by a square plus x square? 1 by a tan inverse x by a. Here 1 by b tan inverse x by b plus integral constant plus c. So what is given to you here? You have f of 0 is equal to 1. That means log of f of 0, log 1 is equals to 1 by b times of tan inverse 0. 0 by b means 0 plus c. So log 1 is 0. 0 is equal to 0 plus c. We mean c equal to 0. So what is log mod f of x now? Log mod f of x is equals to 1 by b tan inverse x by b. One by b of tan inverse x by b. What is f of x now? Your f of x is equals to e power 1 by b tan inverse x by b. This is your function. After getting the function, can we check the increasing or decreasing of that function or not? We can easily check this one. Find the derivative of this function. What is f dash x? This is of the form e power x. The derivative of e power x is e power x. E to the power of 1 by b into tan inverse of x by b into d by dx of this one. We mean 1 by b into the derivative of tan inverse of x by b is 1 by 1 plus x square by b square into 1 by b. So by taking LCM, b square and b square gets cancelled. That is equal to e power 1 by b tan inverse of x by b into 1 by x square plus b square. See my dear students, for all real values of x, I think this is positive. Because e power anything is positive and x is whatever it may be, x square is positive. Therefore this entire thing will be positive. So f dash x is positive for all x belongs to R. So this is the function for all values of b. This is increasing function. So b, for b greater than 0, f is an increasing function. For b less than 0 also the function is increasing. That is why the second thing is wrong. So this function is not depend upon b here itself. So for all values of x, f dash x is greater than 0. So for b greater than 0 or b less than 0, the function is increasing here. So f dash x greater than 0, because therefore for b greater than 0 the function is increasing function, and for b less than 0 it is decreasing, wrong. And again f of x into f of minus x. This is your f of x. By f of minus x is nothing but e power minus 1 by b into tan inverse x by b, because tan inverse of minus x is minus tan inverse x. Now f of x into f of minus x becomes what? E power 1 by tan inverse of x by b minus 1 by b tan inverse x by b, e power 0. E power 0 we mean 1. Therefore f of x into f of minus x is equals to 1. Am I correct or not? Again, if it is correct, this is wrong. F of x minus f of minus x, that is e power 1 by b tan inverse x by b minus e power minus 1 by b tan inverse x by b, never 0. So this is wrong. Therefore the two options are correct here, 1 and 3, that is a and c here. Just by writing the f of x by taking integration on both sides, after getting the separation of the variables, we obtain the f of x. After getting f of x by observation, f dash x is always positive. Therefore it is increasing function which is not depend upon b here. Therefore this is correct option. This is wrong. Automatically f of x into f of minus x is 1 and their difference not equal to 0. That is why fourth option is wrong. So a and c are the correct options. See, this is the question related to the hyperbola. Let a comma b are positive real numbers such that a greater than 1 and b less than a. Let p be the point in the first quadrant that lies on the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Okay, suppose the tangent to the hyperbola at p passing through the point 1 comma 0, and suppose the normal to the hyperbola at same p cut off the equal intercepts on the coordinate axis. This is one important thing. Equal intercepts on the coordinate axis. Let delta denotes the area of the triangle formed by the tangent at P and normal at P with what? X-axis. This is the entire information, and E denotes the eccentricity of that hyperbola. Then which of the following are true? Two options are related to eccentricity, two options are related to its area. So let me try to draw the diagram to the entire data. One hyperbola is given to you, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. This is the hyperbola. P is the any point in the first quadrant. Tangent at P intersects the x-axis at 1, 0. And normal at the same point makes equal intercepts with the coordinate axis. So if you extend that one, this is the normal. The angle is obtuse angle, therefore its slope is minus 1. Okay, because 135 degrees. X minus y or x plus y, equal intercepts line. The line makes angle equal intercepts with the coordinate axis. This is the normal, and this is tangent. This is the information. Angle between these two is 90 degrees. We have to find out the range of eccentricity. At the same time, we have to find out the area of this triangle. Understand? For that, I am taking the point P as in the form of parametric form a secant theta comma b tan theta. All of you know the tangent at P. What is the equation of tangent at P? Tangent equation is what? X by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta is equals to 1. This is the equation of tangent. It is passing through what? 1, 0. Substitute 1, 0. What happened? Secant theta by a is equals to 1. Y equal to 0 means the entire term becomes 0. Now what is the value of a now? A is equals to secant theta or 1 by cos theta. Keep one side. This is the value of a. Now what is the equation of normal at P? Normal equation. What is the equation of normal? Ax by secant theta plus by by tan theta is equal to a square plus b square. This is the equation of normal at P. It makes equal intercepts with the coordinate axis. That means length of x-intercept is equal to length of the y-intercept. If you write in the intercept form, x by a square plus b square into secant theta by a plus y by a square plus b square into tan theta by b. Its two intercepts are equal. By equating these two, we obtain what now? A square plus b square gets cancelled. Secant theta by a is equals to tan theta by b we obtain. So cos theta gets cancelled. Sin theta is nothing but b by a. From this equation, we obtain the sin theta is equals to b by a. From this equality itself, we can crack the eccentricity range. We can find out the range of the eccentricity. We know that sin theta is always lies between minus 1 to 1. By squaring itself, sin square theta is equals to b square by a square. What is the range of sin square theta? Maximum 1, minimum 0. B square by a square, we mean what? B square by a square is nothing but in hyperbola e square minus 1. E square minus 1, that is always less than or equal to 1. Maximum value of sin square theta is 1. So implies e square less than 2 implies e less than root 2. Eccentricity is always positive and more than 1 to the hyperbola. So 1 less than e less than root 2. 1 less than e less than root 2 is the eccentricity range. From this equation itself we obtain. So the range of eccentricity is lies between 1 to root 2. So by writing the normal equation itself and equate their intercepts, we obtain sin square theta as b square by a square. But b square by a square is nothing but e square minus 1. So e square minus 1 must and should be less than or equal to 1. From that you get e less than root 2. But you can't get e is equal to root 2, because when e is equal to root 2, we get a is equal to b. That becomes a rectangular hyperbola, but in this case they are given b less than a. So you may take sin square theta as 1. At that time we obtain e is equal to root 2, but we can't take e is equal to root 2, because for a equal to b only we get eccentricity as root 2. So first option is correct up to now. Again we have to find out the area of the triangle also. So what we have, sin theta equal to b by a is one condition. And also we have a is equal to 1 by cos theta is also there. This is already obtained. So I remove this one. Next. Now what is the area of this triangle? Area of the triangle formed by the tangent and normal with x-axis is always obtained by delta is equal to half y1 square into modulus of m plus 1 by m. In first year itself we have the tangent and normals chapter is there. This is the area. Area of the triangle formed by the tangent and normal at any point to the curve with x-axis is like this. We can easily prove that one also. No need to prove here. Just by substitute the values here. What is your y coordinate here? This is a secant theta comma b tan theta. So half b square tan square theta into m. M means the slope of the tangent. Slope of tangent. What is the equation of tangent? We have x by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta is equals to 1. What is its slope? Minus x coefficient. Minus secant theta by a by minus tan theta by b. Minus minus gets cancelled. B by a. This is sin theta. 1 by cos theta, sin theta by cos theta. So b by a sin theta. That is nothing but b by a into, what is your sin theta? Sin theta is equals to b by a. So 1 by sin theta is nothing but a by b. So this is 1. So slope of the tangent at that point is 1 is given to you here. So 1 plus 1 by 1. That is half b square into, what is tan theta? Sin theta into 1 by cos theta, tan theta. A into a. Tan theta is obtained by these two. Tan theta is equals to b by a sin theta by cos theta. Sin theta into 1 by cos theta, or 1 by cos theta is nothing but a. B by a into a gets cancelled, we have b. So tan theta is b. B in square into 1 plus 1, that is 2. 2 gets cancelled here. B square into b square, we obtain b power 4. Therefore, area of the triangle is b power 4. So everything you have to use here. This is not a simple question. We have to apply the mind to crack all these things. You have to remember the formulas sometimes and use the parametric equations, write the tangent equation, normal equation. All these things should be in your mind. Then only you can crack this one. Here there are two questions. One is related to eccentricity and other one is also related to area of the triangle. These two are problems related to this hyperbola question. Okay.